Welcome to Up and Up. This is a show created by the LTV Intern team to highlight the work of emerging artists and creative entrepreneurs here in the Hamptons. I'm Scarlett Lavin. I go to East Hampton High School. I'm a singer-songwriter, and I also intern here at LTV. Today's episode of Up and Up is an LTV and Bay Street Theater collaboration where we chat with the 2022 Bay Street Theater interns. Today we have Bay Street Theater's marketing apprentice, Casey Ingraham, here with us. Thanks for being here, Casey.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us, what's it like working at Bay Street?
It's been a really great experience. I have met so many people and I've made so many good connections already. I've only been here for a month, but I've just learned so much in my career and skills, and yeah, it's a great atmosphere and it's like family now.
So how'd you find out about Bay Street? Like, how'd you get?
Yeah, my advisor at Ithaca actually sent me the applications. She sends us like internships and stuff, and I was looking for an internship. I applied in like March, and I went through I think 2 interviews with my current supervisor, and the rest is history.
So what about the program like sparked your interest?
Yeah, I think a big thing for me was getting to work hands-on, especially with a professional team, because I got to work directly with the director of marketing, and that really interests me, getting more professional experience, and just reading like the requirements and everything was super interesting, and yeah, just getting to learn more was a big thing for me.
How do you come up with like concepts for graphic design?
I feel like what I usually do, I'll just give you an example of a rundown. I am doing all the marketing for Indie and Summer, which is like the intern production, and I have to come up with literally everything. And the first thing I started working on was the title treatment, which is basically the font, the size, the texture, and the imagery. So I read the script a few times, I met with the director, and I just sat down and really thought about the themes, the messages we want to get across. I sat with it probably for 10 hours, and I made a bunch of different drafts. It took me probably a good week to come up with it, but it's just something that hits me, and that's how I really discovered an interest in marketing and this kind of business, is because I just feel something and then I execute it and then edit it as I go. But there's just like a weird spark that I can't explain that like in every production and film I've ever done just comes to me.
So walk us through the process of developing a marketing plan for an upcoming show.
I mean, the first thing I usually do is setting up the main demographic, the main target demographic, which is like how old, gender, where they're located, income, thinking about who we're trying to attract, why we're trying to attract them, and reading the play, obviously, or the musical or whatever you're producing, and getting a good look at, the feeling of it and how to bring that over to the actual marketing of it. So usually that's what I sit with first, and then I go into what we're gonna do to distribute. Are we gonna do posters, flyers, radio ads? We usually just do the whole everything, because you never know what's gonna work. I mean, but yeah, it's really just sitting with what you're trying to create and who you're trying to create it for, and then figuring out how you want to distribute it, and that's way broader than what it really is, but just to make sense.
How'd you get interested in marketing?
It was actually my junior year in high school. I was in AP psychology. I originally wanted to be a psychologist, and we did a whole presentation on billboards about the psychological effect of them, subliminally, like what they do for marketing, and that really, really interested me.
Brainwashing people?
No, literally. So I kind of based my entire career off of a lecture on billboards.
Wow.
But yeah, and then I've always loved theater. I've always loved the arts, and I just wanted to find a way that wasn't performing, because I've been performing since I was like 4. I started dance. I did dance for like 12 years, and I was a musical theater major, but I switched just because I felt more passionate and more sustainable doing marketing and corporate. So, yeah.
What's a like typical day at Bay Street look like for you?
It's a long day, definitely, but a super good day. I usually get in at like 10, talk to my supervisor, kind of get a plan for the day. It's making a lot of TikToks is a big thing I've been doing. Yeah. I kind of like today, I mean, like my day is sending a bunch of emails to the cast, coordinating takeovers, TikToks. I'm doing an interview with a cast member, so I've setting up those emails and everything. Talking to a lot of people about planning and getting press releases done.
What is the press release?
So press release is basically what we use to distribute the news of a show to news sources. So I wrote one recently for the cast of Indian Summer, which is our intern show, and I just list who the cast is, put their bios, which is biography, a description of who they are and what they do. And we release those to newscasters and organizations that then release those further. Broadway World is a big one we work with, and they're a national organization, and they release everything that we write. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. How does the work you do at Bay Street link with the work you do like at school? Like how does it kind of connect?
Yeah, it's actually like extremely similar. So we have this program at Ithaca. It's called Practicum, and it's my major does it, and the technical theater majors do it too. And we get to work on like the marketing or the front of house side, which is like house management, company management. And I've been working a lot in the marketing. Last semester I was promotions manager. This coming semester I'll be publicity manager. They kind of go hand in hand. And what I do at Bay Street is basically the same thing. For promotions, I communicated with a bunch of organizations, worked on, like donations and fundraising and stuff. And my first semester I was design assistant, so I made all the posters and graphics for this season. I made their stickers to sell concessions. And this coming semester I'll be writing their press releases, doing a lot of their new stuff, and getting reviewers. So I've literally been doing all of that at Bay Street.
So tell me more about like the TikToks you guys make. How is that important for brands?
Yeah, so I took over the Bay Street TikTok. I just thought it needed a rebranding because, again, like I said about the demographic thing, it's a younger audience for TikTok. I mean, it's completely different than how you're going to market on anything. Right, because, yeah. But TikTok is really the only platform that you can go viral without them already knowing you. I mean, like Instagram, you're really only marketing towards current followers. Same with Facebook, same with Twitter, unless you pay for that promotion. But TikTok is literally a free chance to go viral, and I want to take full advantage of that. And I've watched like so many videos and like just taken so many notes of watching other brands, and you can't take it seriously. The way I've taken TikTok, it's if they're interested, they'll go on our website, they'll look more, but TikTok is really about just having fun. So I don't post anything like longer than like 10 seconds, and it's just current trend, it's really about just like scrolling on my phone and really like doing what I do in bed at night, but looking at it from a different eye. So like I posted TikTok this morning. I did a before and after of the sets. It was In on the Tropics set just got built, so I took a video beforehand and then I stitched it, which is like putting the videos together with the aftermath. I did a video like a week ago that went like baby viral, which is what I've been calling it. It was like 26,000 views. And it was there was like a trend that was like in another multiverse, and then you add it, and I did that about the theater has like 299 seats, and I said like in another universe this had 300 seats, and it did pretty well. So yeah, I mean like a big break, as I would say, it hasn't really happened yet, but I just have fun with it. It's just something else I can do that, getting more research down and getting to show more of like TikTok shouldn't be like a minute-long video of this is the history of Bay Street Theater.
No one's watching that.
No one's going to. I mean, if you want to do that, do it on Facebook. Like, that's the people who would. But, like, TikTok just needs to be super quick videos that people just do the same exact thing on.
So how do you learn about the platforms and how to market on each platform?
Mm-hmm. Really my own research. I'll just, I'll say an account. Duolingo's TikTok. I mean, I don't know if anyone has heard of that, but they do such a good job. And I follow the woman on LinkedIn who makes the TikToks, that is like the owl, and I just sat there, like, I followed it myself, as a consumer of the brand, and I re-downloaded Duolingo. I have no interest in learning another language, but like they were just so funny, and they go viral. They get like millions of views on every one, and that's when it like hit me of how to change the branding on TikTok, because like I was saying, no one cares about like a minute-long video on that platform. If they want to, there's other ways to get and consume that.
How is creating content like different from platform to platform?
It's just a completely different consumer everywhere you go. And it's like, even myself, I have every social media app, and I have a different want and need every time I open each app. Like what I want from Instagram is not the same from what I want from Twitter, and it's just really having to settle with that and take it from the mind of like, I myself, what would I want, and then translate that into what Bay Street then can produce. And I get a lot of other insight. I show obviously my supervisor what I'm going to post, but I show the other interns, I show my friends, like, hey, do you think, like, would you comment on this? Would you like this? And if they're like, no, I'm like, okay, why? It's really, you have to listen to every person and what they want on each platform, because it's just, you have to, like, when you open the app, it's completely different for each and every one, and you just have to remember that.
Do you have any favorite projects you've worked on at Bay Street?
I love everything I've been doing. I've learned so much about Adobe. That's a huge program I've got to work on. I do nothing about Adobe. I mean,
what's Adobe?
So it's called Adobe Suite. It's like every app that's involved. Adobe InDesign is we design things on there basically. That's where I make the posters and everything. Adobe Photoshop is used for kind of making the designs more thorough and more detailed. It's like adding a texture, adding different layers, making it transparent and stuff like that. So that's been a huge project I've been working on. It's just like trying to master those.
So what characteristics or skills should someone have to be able to succeed at marketing theaters?
I mean, I think anyone can do anything really in this field. You just have to have the motivation and the grit and the dream to do it.
So what's next for you in your short-term goals?
Yeah, going back to Ithaca, of course. I'm looking to work more in the Park School, which is where I have my television major, and they have recruitment night in the fall, so I'm hoping to work more on their live shows and their series. I'm taking up as director of marketing for a short series on ICTV, which is Ithaca College Television. It's called Homeschooled, so I'm the director of marketing for that. But yeah, just hoping to make it through Ithaca, happy and as smart as I can get. But I love it there. It's a phenomenal school, and it's great for the programs I'm going for and for everything else. So graduate, do another internship. I'm going to London in the spring too, because they have a whole London program through Ithaca, which is super, super cool. But just kind of get through it.
What are your long-term goals? Like, what's your dream career?
Definitely go to New York City. That's the first thing I'm going to do when I graduate. And I really want to go to NBC. That's that's super, super specific, but NBC, working in casting, producing, marketing, anything business. NBC's always been my goal, or Disney, but really just any big corporate industry in the entertainment field that I can make a difference with.
So do you have a website people can find your work at?
Yeah, if you go on my Instagram, which is just casey.ingraham, casey.ingraham, it's in my bio. It's a wiki site, so it's still in progress, but it's done for now. But it's going to keep updating, which you should follow on.
Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to see what you do in the future.
Thank you for having me.